Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. Let's go. It's Friday night. Y'all know how we do. It's the offseason. Now we deep into the offseason. Draft is over, free agents over with. Now it's conversation around the league, chatter, all the good stuff, all the things that we could try to bring up and talk about. I mean, obviously, your boy's got a couple topics that he wants to hit for sure. Oh, somebody said mic check. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Let me turn that down a little bit. You guys don't like that echo sound? That's the new sound these days, man. Echo, echo, echo. No, I'm kidding. Let me boy, you corny, bro. It's true. I'm being corny right now. Let me just fix that real quick.
All right, we good now. Mic check, 1, 2. Y'all feel me? We good? Here we go. We're back at it. So, you know, sounds good. Everything's good. I know. Everybody's gonna be like, "Yo, man, why are you rocking that hat? Didn't you just see what happened to your Sens? Didn't you see? Hey, man, my Sens. Not that I follow hockey like that, but you got to rep the city where you're from. And if you guys don't know, I'm from Ottawa, so you got to rep the city where you're from. So here I am. I mean, we put a good fight for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Toronto. You know what I mean? And we fell short. We fell short, kind of like my freaking Lakers, bro. Let me tell you something about these Lakers, bro. They make me sick. They get us hyped up. JJ Redick is a fiery young coach ready to get after it. You got a 42-year-old, at least it feels like it, 40-year-old LeBron still doing what he does. But George Teague said something the other day, man. He said, "Yo, LeBron don't want it no more. He don't want it no more. When most of your points are coming from beyond the arc, popping threes, like, it's cool. You dropping 30 plus, bro. What we should have done was got rid of Dalton Connect, brought in Williams, a big man at least, and then try to compete. But we said, yo, let's play some small ball. You can only do that for so long until the big man Rudy Gobert says, you know what? Let me throw some bows on your ass, and here we go. And now you got Ant-Man, which is my favorite player in the league right now. Just sent my Lakers packing. I got a lot of respect for Ant-Man, so I'm like pained, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, we deserved it. We We got bounced out. Lakers in 5. Oh, we got Lakers in 5. Lakers got bounced out in 5, man. Golly, man. Luka. Anyways, this not even bad. Let's not do this about basketball, people. Let's not do this about basketball. Let's talk about football. There's a few things we're gonna talk about. But big shout out to everybody tuned in right now. Smash that like for y'all that are here. Let's get this to 100 likes. Let's get to 150. 150 likes. Let's get this thing cracking, and we'll go from there. So, folks, here we are. I want to jump into a couple topics. And topic number 1 is obviously going to be the receiver position. And now that it's funny, let me just get into it right off the rip, okay? So just a week ago, if you guys know what I'm talking about, just a week ago, we're sitting here talking about we don't have enough at receiver. Our receiver group is subpar. You feel me? Your leading receiver, your leading reception touchdown leader is a guy that's no longer on this team. And everything that's being said about the Bills is correct in terms of the receiver. There wasn't anything that stood out to you like, wow, bro, that receiving core is nasty work. We all know that's not the case. If you're looking at what we did at the receiving room, Khalil Shakir, which is right now our best receiver for now, 76 receptions, 100 targets, 800 yards, over 800 yards. He had 4 touchdown receptions, and call it a day. And that's not bad. The next best is Dalton Kincaid, the one guy that we just feel that we need more from. And he was our next best. And he had games that he's missed. He played 13 games, right? Missed a couple, 44 receptions, 75 targets, 448 yards. Bro, the second best receiver on our squad in terms of yardage, you know who that came from? Keon Coleman. And he missed what? 3 games? 4 games? Fam. 556 yards. Kincaid was next, and then Mac Hollins, which is no longer the team. And then Dawson Knox, 311 yards. So most folks might look at that and say, man, we need more production. But if you look at how much it's spread out, it's pretty impressive, because you can go look at another team, your top three, and then it just falls. Nobody's there, just your top three, which I'm okay with as well. But you can see how the game was spread out. Ray Davis got some work. You know what I mean? Ty Johnson got some work. He had 284 yards receiving. Isn't that wild, right? Cooper, 297. So people will talk about how it's lackluster. What's that going to do for me going into this year? What are the odds that the Bills can recreate 30 points a game again? I mean, if you didn't really change much, right? And in a word, I think we improved. I think we should be able to do just the same. Just the same. And by the way, big shout out to my man's P Money. Says, yo, if we get to 150 likes by the end of the show, giveaway. We're doing a t-shirt giveaway. Should it be a triple B giveaway? You let me know. We'll get into that in just a moment. So I say all of this, folks. I say all of this because I'm looking at this receiver room, and I feel like we did improve. Some people might say, nah, bro, we didn't improve. I beg to differ. And I'll tell you why. And I got to change something up, because I did something on this this app. Excuse me, the thing that I'm using here, and I feel like it's got my skin not looking the way it's supposed to look. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but I don't like it. I got to change it up. There we go. That feels more natural to me. This look. You might not even notice it, but I do. Anyway, let me get back to it. So that being said, I'm looking at this receiver room, and I feel like we got better. Here's how we got better. I'm taking Josh Palmer over Amari Cooper. Forget the name. The name, you'll always choose Amari Cooper over a Joshua Palmer. But a Joshua Palmer, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing. I don't like it. He didn't do anything for the Chargers. The Chargers got rid of him. So what's he gonna do, fam? Any receiver that has gone from previous receiver, doesn't matter who they went to, that has come to the Bills, that receiver did well. The only person I can tell you that didn't do great was obviously Amari Cooper. Obviously, him getting hurt was a factor, and him and Josh not jiving in that short time was a difference maker. But any receiver that comes to the Bills has excelled. Go look at Cole Beasley. Go look at freaking John Brown. Go look at what Stefon Diggs was able to do with Josh Allen. And obviously, they both elevated each other's game. Like, Emmanuel Sanders was on fire at the beginning when he got here. It was great. Josh Allen elevates players. So for me, Josh Palmer coming in being younger, being a route runner and a big-time separator, and that's why we brought him here, and can get downfield. You saw it with the Chargers. Yo, sign me up. I'm taking that over Amari Cooper. And Amari Cooper, to some, might say, bro, he lost a step. And that's what I was battling over. Was it that he lost a step? I mean, just a year prior, he had, 1,300 yards receiving? So did he lose a step that quickly? Or was it just a matter of a combination of, I'm not jiving with this offense? Who knows? But one thing I can tell you, it just didn't work out the way we wanted it to. So to me, Palmer is a clear upgrade. And then you got to go to Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman this year should be better than Keon Coleman next year. So essentially, that makes us better in a way, because he's not dealing with draft. He's not dealing preparing for interviews and so on, then doing mini camp, then doing all that. He's now got a full offseason to really immerse himself in this offense and just focus solely on going into year 2. So he will be better for Josh and this offense. And then you got Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir, think about it. You get a big-time contract, bro, you're gonna ball out. I don't know many teams or players that got a contract in the year 1 into their contract. They didn't show out. They usually show out. And the one recent example I can tell you about, obviously, is Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver got paid year 1. That boy nearly had 10 sacks, double-digit sacks. You know what I'm saying? So I see big things coming for Khalil Shakir, and I think that they'll elevate Khalil Shakir and feature him more into this offense. So I'm already on board with all 3 receivers that are going to be contributors. And then in comes Curtis Samuel and Elijah Moore. Curtis Samuel, one can say that at the beginning of the year, him getting over some injuries, he wasn't quite the guy that we expected him to be. And then he showed up a little bit near the end of the season into the playoffs. So now you're like, okay, we can build off of that. Plus, we're paying that brother $8 million a year. So we're going to have to keep him. So Elijah Moore now comes in. And here's what I like about this Elijah Moore addition. Let's talk about who Elijah Moore was catching footballs from. All right, that's number one. Remember how I told you Josh Allen, you go to Josh Allen, he will elevate your game? I sincerely believe that is the case. You go to Josh Allen, he will absolutely elevate your game. Earlier, did it not keep? Oh, it didn't keep. Earlier, I had a show on Bleacher, and I was talking about the receivers, the quarterbacks that were throwing to Elijah Moore. Fam, he was getting thrown to by Wilson from the Jets. And then Mike White, who was throwing to him? Deshun Watson, but Deshun Watson is not the same Deshun Watson that we've once known that was from Houston. He hasn't been the same since. So he hasn't been thrown to by a competent quarterback. So now you put him in a system with a quarterback that excels with receivers that gain separation. The last time listen, first year they said, you know what, we're going to help Josh Allen by giving him big receivers that have big catch radiuses, and that's how we're going to do it. Do you remember Andre Holmes? I do. Do you remember Kelvin Biscuit Benjamin? I do. They tried that. That didn't work out. It didn't work out whatsoever. Then Beane was like, you know what, let's try something different. Let's go smaller, let's go quicker, and let's get speed. What did that end up doing? It totally changed Allen's game, his confidence, and then John Brown, and then now Cole Beasley, and now baller. Now Josh elevates his game heavy. Now you got a polished 25-year-old Elijah Moore come to the Bills. Boy, he didn't just turn. He's not turning 26. Bro, he just turned 25. Bro, you have a dude that's in his prime right now that's about to be in an offense with Josh Allen. Bro, sign me up. So this is why I stand more with Brandon Beane when he was like, bro, what y'all bitching about? And I'm not even going to revisit the whole Brandon Beane thing, but I feel him now. I feel him even more. What y'all bitching about exactly? Well, I would tell me you wouldn't take Elijah Moore over any day 3 receiver that was available. That everyone so very badly wanted the Bills to grab. Fam, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So now, and here's the thing. Somebody just said he had big stats with Jameis Winston. And how better is Josh Allen to Jameis Winston is my point. So listen, I'm not about to guarantee anything, but I'm going to tell you right now, if he was able to, gain some chemistry with my man Jameis Winston, boy, Josh Allen's going to have a field day with Elijah Moore. So what I love about this receiving core is I think it's going to improve this offense. I think this offense is not going to miss a beat. I think we're going to be just slightly different, and we're going to have production out of these boys. You get Elijah Moore in space, not only is he a yak guy, but he's a guy that finds space and still runs 4.3. He's a 4.3 guy. Bro, you got a 4.4 guy in Khalil, a 4.3 guy in Samuel, and a 4.3 guy in Elijah Moore. Fam, you got your speed. We need a field stretcher in the draft. No, we don't. We got one right here for $3 million. I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. So I stand with Beane when Beane was like, yo, what do y'all chill out? Chill out. I have something in the works. That's why I'm the GM and you guys are the spectators. Watch what I do. And then we'll go from there. So I kind of like where we're at. So it's funny because we went from we don't have enough receivers to now we're like, hold on, man. We're going to have to make some cuts here. Think about it. We normally keep 6. We're not keeping 7. We normally keep 6 receivers. Think about it. Do I have my media? If I have it here, maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't have it. Darn it. I thought I had it in here, but I don't. It's okay. We keep it rolling. Keon Coleman, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir. There's your 3. Curtis Samuel for the fact that he's going into his 2nd year, so I'll give him the edge over Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore, 5. Number 6 is it Kaden Prather? I think it's Prather. Kaden Prather. Is it Laviska Shenault or is it Tyrell Shavers? And then you have a plethora of guys that are going to try to be pushing for that 6th spot. But that 6th spot, are we gonna make it Laviska Shenault because he's a return guy, or are we gonna just add in our 7th round draft pick in Kaden Prather because he will be an underrated receiver? I'll tell you right now, if you go look at the film on Kaden Prather and go watch. He's not bad. He's nice. He might be one of those guys that that sneak up on you and you're like, yo, who is this guy? Because what I saw on film, if he reminded me, if you remember Brandon Lloyd, I know there's a size difference between the two, but if you remember Brandon Lloyd, go look at Brandon Lloyd's film. If you remember Brandon Lloyd, this Kaden Prather reminds me of Brandon Lloyd slightly, just a little bit. And if that's what you gain out of Kaden Prather as a 7th round draft pick, keep a close eye on Kaden Prather. But I say this to wrap all this up. I like what we have at the receiver position. I'm not tripping. You're gonna wait till week 4 and find out. If you have that mentality, and it bugs me when you have that mentality of wait till week 4 and we'll show you. Yo, I'm gonna be real. What kind of fan is that? What kind of fan is that? I told you. You want to be right. You want to be right in that. I don't want to call it negative because it's not negative. It's just that you felt some type of way, and because Beane didn't go the direction you want, now you're like, watch and find out. That's kind of weird. It's a weird flex for people to be that way. You know what I mean? So if your GM goes a route, you may not disagree. You might disagree with it, but you got to roll with it because you ain't got no choice. Because nothing worse, and I've seen it before, where something that you're just waiting for, like a player. Let's just say you don't like a player. Let's just say you didn't like the Von Miller edition. You hated the Von Miller edition. Why? He ain't gonna give you itch. He ain't gonna do nothing. Von Miller comes out firing sack after sack. You're like, yeah. How do you go to like, you wait and see to like, now you're cheering for the guy? That's weird. It's a weird flex. So like, now that you're here, yo, you might as well root for the squad. You got no choice. I didn't like the Joey Bosa signing. Oh shoot, if Joey Bosa comes in and starts, you know what I mean, racking up these sacks, boy, you're gonna love that. You're gonna love it. You know what I mean? So if the situation is right there in front of you and it's working, bro, why slide up? Why slide against it? Be with it. Does that make sense what I'm trying to tell y'all? It's a weird flex that people are waiting for the downfall. I could expect it from a non-Bills fan. You know what I mean? That's watching from afar, like a Jets fan. Man, I can't wait till you guys decide to do that. I can't wait till, you know what I mean? A Miami Dolphins fan, cool, a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Those type of things I could totally see happening. But bro, we here now. You know what I mean? You got speed. That's what we wanted, right? We want a field stretcher. Coach legitimately said, I want a field stretcher. He got one. Not in the draft, but he definitely got a field stretcher. And now we tripping? We tripping? Nah, bro. We got to roll with it, man. Got to roll with it. We got to roll with it, man. So that's what I want to see happening. And it's so satisfying. Satisfying when a player that you liked starts to do well. Love it. It's satisfying. When Ray Davis got his first start, when James Cook went down, I was so confident. I had Ray Davis as my fantasy team. I threw Ray Davis right in because I was confident as ever that Ray Davis was going to do well, and that he did. You know what I mean? So you got to trust the GM, roll with it, and go from there. Speaking of GM, I gotta get this off my chest real quick. Back in the day, you know how you guys are saying Big Baller Beane? I need to remind folks, because some folks don't remember. So it's always good to just go down memory lane a little bit. Do you guys remember where Big Baller Beane came from? And it's not like a two-horn type of thing. It's just more of a reminder. Big Baller Beane came from Buffalo Fanatics. I hope you guys know that. I need to explain that because some people don't know this. They really genuinely don't know where it came from. So when you see and hear Big Baller Beane, understand we've been rocking Big Baller Beane since 2018. 2018 is when we started doing Big Baller Beane. And we got it. You obviously remember when LeVar Ball was doing his thing. And we're like, and then Brandon Beane started like, because we wanted him to really go out and do what he needed to do. And I think it was the year that he brought in, I can't recall. You know what I mean? Your man's getting old now. So some things I don't remember. But he started doing some things in free agency. We're like, yo, Big Baller Beane, man. And we started doing it. Boy, they were killing us in the chat. Oh, you guys are idiots. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yo, they were raking us against the coals in the chat. Some people were like, yo, that's fire. And then Trey White was like, yo, there go my man, Big Baller Beane. There go my guy, Big Baller Beane. Ever since that, it took off. It's not funny. Now Big Baller Beane is doing big things, and y'all don't like it. I got a comment on Twitter. It's like, yo, I ain't calling him Big Baller Beane until he brings me a Super Bowl. Shoot, we all try to get a Super Bowl. We all try to get a Super Bowl. But y'all, I'm not going to take away from that. Big Baller Beane, Alta Venezuela, so they can shoot. I still remember all the Facebook lives y'all used to do back in the day. You know, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? So I had to kind of just give a little reminder. But yeah, Trey White is what kind of, because he started to see, because obviously we have a big following on Instagram. If you guys don't know, go follow us on Instagram. We got over 150,000 followers on Instagram. So, and then we started, obviously throwing it out there, and we made our teas and stuff like that. And that's where he got it, from the social media. And then he started to say Big Baller Beane, and then boom, we didn't take advantage of it as much as we could have. But I just want to share that and get that out the way. Anyway, that being said, trust what Big Baller Beane is doing. Big Baller Beane knows what he's doing, man. So we got to trust what he's doing and roll with it. Sometimes he has his moments where it may not be the sexiest thing, but he makes up for it in other ways. And right now, where he needed to make up for this was on the defense. And that's why you see that we went heavy on the defense. And I'm a big fan of what he's done. And we're getting a lot of praise from other teams and other pundits saying the Bills had a great draft. So we're sitting here going, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure. But nah, bro, we out here, man. We out here, man. I think that we're going to be a team to reckon with. Now, we're very deep. We're very deep on that freaking line. So when it comes down to it, there are going to be some cuts. And it's not a bad thing, but there's going to be, I have a feeling there's going to be some uncomfortable cuts. Guys that you thought were going to shoe in to make this team, and all of a sudden they're on the brink. Because it's not just going to happen out of nowhere. They're going to be on the brink. There's going to be a story that gets out that all of a sudden you're going to be starting looking at this situation different. And I'm looking at this youth movement that we have going, and I'm very interested in what route we take when it comes to who on this defensive line remains and who could be on the trade block or who is flat out going to be cut because we can save some coin. It's going to be interesting, but you can tell that Brandon Beane went this route because he's not playing games this year. Like, I think he truly wants the best of the best on this line so we can get after it. Gone are the days where we don't have the depth, to really keep up what we want to do. Gone are the days that we don't have the depth at the cornerback position, the depth at the safety position. So I think he's trying to cover his bases. So when we go in and unfortunate things do go down, we can just say next man up, and we're confident in that next man to get up there. So you look at the receiver position, the cornerback position, God forbid, and I have Max Hairston penciled in at number 2, God forbid, he pulls a hammy, he has to go down. You're not worried about somebody that you're like, who that? Yo, you got Trey White right there. He knows his defense. He can jump right into it. Let's roll. He may not physically be there yet, or he might be ready to go and he's physically there. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. But we've got depth at that position. We absolutely got depth at that position. So, but not everybody can make the team. Not everybody's going to make that team. So I look forward to seeing how this offseason shakes out because it's going to be something. It is actually going to be something. My man, Signified Note says, yo, God forbid he pulls a Kyer Elam and here's the thing, man. When he pulled, in a way, who was that? I think it was the PFF guys. The PFF guys were talking. Sam Monson and I can't remember the other gentleman's name. And they were talking about when Brandon Beane drafted Kyer Elam and drafted Benford in the same draft. And they were saying, I didn't like Kyer Elam to begin with as a prospect, but they drafted him anyway. They drafted a man-to-man guy, and this is going to be good for this defense. And it turned out it wasn't good at all for us. But they feel really good about Max Harrison because he's a zone corner. He is a zone corner that with his speed, because if you think about it, zone is really just your zone until you're man. You are in zone position until you are in man. So this guy excels extremely well, Max Hairston, in zone until he has to accelerate and use his speed to stick with that brother. This is what I love about this pick, and everyone's excited about this Maxwell Harrison pick. I'm jacked about it. And I'm also jacked about the depth that we have at corner. So if something goes down, I'm confident with whoever has to go in if God forbid something goes down. So love what Brandon Beane decided to focus on this defense. And if we keep these boys to mean 21, 22 points a game, maybe less than that, bro, you're laughing. Because you know this offense is going to do work. Because that defense is simply just going to give back the ball to Josh Allen, and Josh Allen will just do his thing. This defense and special teams are not only going to give Josh the ball back, bro, special teams, you get him the ball back on great field position, capitalize some more. Team football, nothing best and nothing better than team football. You got to love it, man. So big shout out to Brandon Beane. I like what he's done. I like the fact that he went that defensive route, and I like that he's got the depth. He does not want to fall into that position where he's like, man down, hand down. 3 splash in the face, because that's exactly what took place on us, man. Man down, hand down, man down. I mean, we got Benford goes down, we're cooked. Because you already know who's on the other side of the field with Rasul Douglas. He's no longer on the squad anymore. So he learned. This is what I like about Brandon Beane, man. He learned his lesson, and he's going after it. And this is, you know how this is, man. This is a copycat league, baby. This is a copycat league. So you see some guys have success, you got to find a way to tweak it and do the same thing. So I love what we see. So that being said, big fan of what Brandon Beane has done with the receiving room. And I'm not tripping on this receiver room. I think that we're going to be solid. And I'm looking forward. I'm actually excited to see what Josh Allen does coming into this season. All booed up, you know what I'm saying? All fiancéed up, happy as ever. And now he's got, you know what I mean, some new faces in the receiver room. So he's gonna have all offseason to work on that. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll see how that all shakes out, man. But don't sleep on Kaden Prather, man. I'm actually looking forward to see how that all shakes out with Kaden Prather. I got a comment or a question from a man, Big D. What up, Big D? I can't believe you just got me calling you Big D like that, man. Pause. He says, Rico, are you concerned about the linebacker position at all? We can't have Milano injured again. And that's why Dorian Williams is there. Dorian Williams, bro, if you remember when Dorian Williams took over before Milano came back, bro, this guy had 100 tackles, and he was one of the league leaders in tackles. I think it was a top 5 tackling linebacker. Top 5 tackling linebacker. I'm telling you, by the way, t-shirt giveaway at 150 likes. I don't know how many likes we're at, but if you're trying to get there now. Get there now, 150 likes. We're getting a t-shirt giveaway. All right. So Dorian Williams. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? He said Dorian Williams' cheeks. Papa, big Papa, man. Dorian Williams was don't forget, Dorian Williams is going to his second year. What's his second year? And he was racking up over 100 tackles. Bro, he's only getting better. I tell you right now, if Matt Milano were to go down, this defense would not drop down and all of a sudden be cheeks. You tripping with that comment. Nah, I'm not going. I ain't riding with that. Dorian Williams right now, if Matt Milano were to be, I don't know, he says, you know what? I'm not feeling football right now. I'm going to take 6 months off or whatever the case is. Yo, Dorian Williams, you're up. Because Dorian Williams and Bernard, that combination wasn't a bad combination. Papa, you tripping, bro. You are out of your ever-loving mind. I'm gonna leave that where that is now. And then on top of that, we have the depth is not the greatest, but I don't think that we're dying at the linebacker position. You got obviously Dorian Williams will be your backup. Buffalo Joe seemed to understand concepts of this defense, and then Eddie Olufushio. I don't know too much about Eddie. I got to look at more stuff about Eddie Olufushio and see how that's all breaking down and cracking down. But I'm not tripping with what we got at the linebacker position. I think we're okay at linebacker. Maybe we add a piece here and there. When cuts start happening, we might have to release a couple, but then upgrade the linebacker room. But as of right now, the linebacker room is not. I'm not too worried about the linebacker room in Buffalo. Now, in terms of coverage, Matt Milano and obviously Bernard, I can trust those guys in coverage. Dorian Williams will have to get better in coverage. He's not the greatest cover linebacker, but everybody's got their strengths. Everybody's got their weaknesses. That's where he could get better. And I think he will. I honestly think he will. He's athletic enough, and that boy hits like a ton of bricks. Man. So we'll see how it all shakes out with the linebacking crew. But I don't feel like we're in I don't think we're in need. I don't think we're in need. I think we're still got some juice with Matt Milano. I think he's gonna be great. I hope he just stays healthy. Bernard as well. Those both stay healthy, and Dorian Williams right in the wings, ready to go. I think we're okay. I think we're okay in that regards, in my opinion. But the Big Papa Bill talking about, nah, bro, you tripping, bro. You tripping, bro. You out of your mind, brother. You out of your mind. But at that in that sense, I'm a fan of that. So I want to kind of move on to the next topic here. And we're looking at it was actually quite fascinating. Draft picks and what they're being graded right now. So right now they've got a couple on NFL.com. They've got the top 32 teams, obviously the 32 teams, and what they graded their draft classes. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Some teams really did a phenomenal job drafting for their team. And I'm looking at the Bills right now, and they gave the Bills, according to NFL.com, I don't know who was the one grading it, but they gave the Bills a B. And I'm pretty on par with that. I gave the draft class, I thought it was a B plus for our draft class. I think we hit what we needed to hit, especially on defense. Some folks might say, "Oh, I would have gave it a C or a C plus because we didn't get." And I'm curious to see what exactly we needed that we did not get from this draft class. If it's receiver, I think that role has been already fulfilled. I think that we've already taken care of that with the addition of a former second-round pick in Elijah Moore. So to me, I feel good about this draft class at a B plus, and I think B plus is a fair grade. I didn't think it was an A. You know what I'm saying? To make it an A, I don't know what I would have done to make it an A per se, but I'm in that B to B plus. I like the B plus. I can stick to the B plus on that because I like that the emphasis was bolster this defense and bolster this defensive line. And we have one of the better defensive lines, according to a lot of people in this league, because that's a scary defensive line. If everybody stays healthy and they're doing what they're supposed to do, Greg Rousseau, Bosa, Epinesa, Mike Hoyt when he comes back, and he's an exciting player. Rams fans were like, yo, you guys got a good one with him. And you're looking at people don't want me to mention this, but Mike Solomon, I think Javon Solomon is nice. He's just undersized, but I think he's a nice addition to the squad. We got edge players, man. I'm all with it. Listen, Landon Jackson, I think he's gonna be fantastic. I can't wait for Landon Jackson to really get his role down, and I think he'll be great. So look for big things from this defensive edge position, defensive line position. You got Ed Oliver, Daquan Jones, obviously Deion Walker, big boy Deion Walker, athletic as ever. If you were to look at this draft class and you use Deion Walker and put him in last year's draft class, he's a top 15, top 20 pick. Maxwell Hairston, same. Yo, we got some good talent on this team. Don't let people fool you with this Deion Walker pick in the 4th is a solid pick. That boy was gonna be a first rounder last year. If he were to claim and go out and he could have been a first rounder. The only reason that he didn't have a great year was a back issue. And if you've ever had back issues, bro, that can take your ass out. So get him in the med room, be all right, bro. We potentially got ourselves a steal. But I really like this Landon Jackson pick. Landon Jackson landing in our lap in the 3rd round. Dude, I'll take that all day, man. To me, is it a steal for Landon Jackson? Too soon to tell. Too soon to tell it's a steal, but it wouldn't surprise me one bit if he's that guy. It would not surprise me. That motor, that technical, using hand usage, bend. Oh, our boy nice, man. He's nice. He's absolutely nice. How he slid, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. My man Big Papa Bill says, yo, Landon mother effing Jackson, a.k.a. the engineer from the Alien franchise movies. I don't care what you want to call him. I'm excited to see how he does. Looking forward to it. So they gave us a B. NFL.com gave us a B. And what they had to say, their favorite pick was Maxwell Harrison. And this is what they had to say about the Maxwell Harrison. And I'll tell you what the sleeper pick was. So favorite pick, according to this, the person that wrote this article on the 32 teams, was Maxwell Harrison. Typically, Sean McDermott has a type of cornerback, big, long, instinctive, physical. We had that in Kyrie Elam. We failed. So now we're like, bump all that protocol. We're just going to get the best guy for the job. Okay. He likes his cornerbacks to be reliable in zone coverage from a coverage and tackling perspective. Maxwell isn't exactly that. You got it in size. He's not that. And that boy is not, he takes terrible angles to tackle. So he's definitely going to have to work on that. You know what I mean? And he's a little smaller frame. So he's got to be smart on how he wants to attack these things. All right. So Maxwell Harrison is exactly that. He isn't exactly that. The Kentucky product is sub 6 feet. He's like 5'11" to 6 feet. Call him 6 feet if you want to. That's how they list these boys these days. If you're 5'11", boy, you 6 feet, bro. Anyway, 6-footer, electric speed, stellar ball production. And that's the big thing. Ball production. You know what I mean? He knows where the football is. He's instinctual. And what I hear that he's good at is post and pre-snap reads. You gotta love that, man. Post-snap, he's already identifying what's what, who could be doing what. If he's in his film room, he knows exactly what's coming his way. Snap. And now, pre-snap and post-snap. And now post-snap, now he's like, okay, I see what's going on. He's diagnosing these players. Bro, it's going to be lovely to see him be instinctive in this defense. And if this defensive front does what they're supposed to be doing and getting after it, bro, we on it. We on it. So why did they like this pick? Because I think the Bills need more sticky man coverage specialists in a big spot, and Hairston can be that. Love to see it, and he's only going to get better. Listen, we've had smaller DBs in Buffalo before. You know what I'm saying? We had Greer. If you guys remember Greer was a smaller guy, and he excelled. Who else did we have that went to the Saints? Not Saints. Greer went to the Saints. His son's playing in the league now. It's not coming to me right now. But, bro, we've had some good freaking players. We've had some good players that have been small, but then been really good. Roby Coleman was decent too, but before that, we had a corner that was a smaller corner, but he was nasty. I think he went to Minnesota. Who's the one that went to Minnesota? Jarris Bird was a safety. Not Jarris Bird. Antoine Winfield. Thank you. Antoine Winfield was a dog. And he was what, 5'9"? If that, maybe 5'10". Bro, Antoine Winfield was an absolute dog. Don't play with this whole size at corner. Being 6 feet, that's cool. You can be 6'1", 6'2". I don't care how tall you are. That's great. Bro, if you got the instincts and you're where you're supposed to be, bro, that's all that matters to me. That's all that matters to me, man. Nate Clemens wasn't a big guy either. I don't think he was. You know what I mean? Terrence McGee, that's an oldie. Terrence McGee wasn't a 5. He was 5'9". So size for corner is cool. But I'm not really moved by big, tall corners. It's just, it looks good. It looked great with Kyer Elam. You saw where that took us. By the way, if we have not hit this yet, shame on y'all. We should be at 100. Yo, I'm trying to give away a free t-shirt, bro. I'm trying to give away. Come on now. All it doesn't take, it's free. Click that like. Click it. Is it? All right, let's roll. So B+ is what they gave us. And so they're saying to us, oh, how's my phone going to die already? Oh my gosh. Anyway, let me try to get through this. So they're telling me, so the favorite pick is Max Hairston. Here's our sleeper pick. Sleeper pick, Dorian Strong. Dorian Strong is a sleeper pick. This is more of the standard issue McDermott corner. 6'1", with zone instincts and consistent tackling. Strong brings a wealth of experience, having started 44 games at Virginia Tech. Now, here's the deal. McDermott think he's slick, and I like how he thinks, obviously, because they've done it before. Sometimes they do things in twos. They do things in twos because they need the position, but they're like, we're taking a chance on this guy, but I really like this guy here, and he's got some things he can work on, but I can mold him. I could be this guy. This guy that I chose up here, I'm more leaning towards his skill set. I'm leaning towards his physical abilities, and if he can bring it, cool. Beane and McDermott going double dipping, triple dip at the cornerback position. They did it with Rousseau and Basham. Worked out with Rousseau. Basham, not so much. Out you go. They sent that boy packing. Kyer, Benford. Didn't work out for Kyer. Out you go. Here comes Benford. Now you got Maxwell Harrison. And you don't want to hear, it didn't work out with Maxwell Harrison. I think it actually will work out with Maxwell Harrison. And now you got Dorian Strong. you can't ask for better, man. We got great depth so far. So it is going to be an absolute shit show when it comes to like who's going to try to get those spots for the depth at cornerback. So those boys better be able to play some special teams, and those boys better be able to. One of them is going to be switching over to safety. There's just the numbers. The numbers just don't work. So this summer is going to be something when looking at that receiver room. So they really like Dorian Strong. That's their sleeper pick. Now, my phone's going to die, so I'm going to have to just open the NFL.com and get to it and go from there. There we go. Where's that article? Now I don't see the article now. Anyway, so that I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that all shakes out, because I think that's going to be really cool. So B is what they gave the Bills. There were some teams, I'm going to be real, that they had an underrated draft class. And the one that stands out to me, that was the team that they voted, they chose ahead of us. And that's the Kansas City Chiefs, bro. The Kansas City Chiefs, they drafted pretty damn good themselves. That Brett Veach character, man, that boy that's a guy that you don't want to play with. That boy, sometimes you just let things fall to you in your lap, and it's just what it is. But the Bills, they ranked the Bills at 14. So Maxwell, TJ Sanders, Landon Jackson, and I'll take questions afterwards, by the way. All right. And the Kansas City Chiefs were ranked at 13. Look at the list that they had of players that they drafted. They graded these guys a B as well. They got Josh Simmons, a tackle. They know they need help on the O-line. They certainly did that with Josh. Then they got Omar Norton-Lott. Omar Norton-Lott was one that a player that the Bills were also looking at. He's more of an attacking 3-tech lineman. They're going to like this guy over here. So you put him with Chris Jones, golly. Then they doubled back and got Ashton Gallott out of Louisville. And then corner Noel Williams. We were looking at Noel Williams too. So they got Noel Williams. Then they got Jaylen Royals. That's the one that's got everybody kind of in their feelings, because Jaylen Royal, a guy that Bills were like, oh, if we get Jaylen Royal, man, we're going to be all right. We didn't. So they got him in the 4th round to Kansas City. So Kansas City got him in the 4th round with pick 133. It's funny because the Bills, if we kept our original number of draft picks, we picked at 132. We were picking at 109 and 132. So if we wanted to take Jaylen Royals, I know Jaylen Royals, I think the Bills were associated with Jaylen Royals at one point, we would have had a pick over the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's neither here nor there. So they got Jaylen Royals, then they got Jeffrey Bassa out of Oregon, then they got Brashad Smith, the running back, at SMU. Yo, that is a good draft pick. That's a good, solid draft class, man. So obviously the favorite pick from this writer is Josh Simmons. And then the sleeper pick, they say, is Jaylen Royals. They say just a well-rounded wideout with a great yak ability. We already have that twofold, and I'll go back to that. Great yak ability. Royals caught 21 touchdown passes in his 19 games at Utah State. Andy Reid will enjoy scheming up ways for Patrick Mahomes to utilize his new toy. I'm sure he will. And that's why Brandon Beane was like, load up on the cornerback position, because we ain't going to be had by anybody. Load up. Get guys that can get sticky, get guys that can play ball, and let's roll. That's the way I look at it. That's the way Brandon Beane was like, bro, we know how to score. Scoring is not our issue. We know how to do that. We got one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Oh, by the way, he was an MVP. Oh, yeah, we got James Cook, one of the better backs, but one of the better young backs in the NFL. We good. Our O-line came back. So, and we added a big-time pass blocking, run blocking tight end in this draft, so we don't have to bring Alec Anderson. Now we can get more creative offensively. Think about it. Alec Anderson signing in. All right, we know you're running it now, so prepare. Even then, they couldn't stop it still. But now you got Jackson Hawes and that B. We most likely going to run it, but we might slide Jackson Hawes out there for a reception. So now you ain't going to know what we going to do. I like it. Some people are like, no, that's the offensive player that we decided to go with. Take a look at this offense that we have now. So now instead of bringing Alec Anderson in, bro, you got yourself a tight end that can go. But Kansas City's draft class, not bad. The Ravens did freaking well too. This is something about these Ravens I don't get. Every year, I feel like the Ravens and the Eagles, they just stay put and just ballers just fall to their freaking knee. They just fall right to these guys. Malachi Starks, the best safety in the draft class, out of Georgia, 27th pick. Now you add him and Kyle Hamilton together. Then you add Mike Green out of Marshall. That guy was slated to be a first rounder. Fell to these boys in the second round. Emory Jones, tackle. You know what I mean? Like, they got some good, solid picks. LeJontay Wester, that quick-ass receiver out of Colorado. They got Aeneas Peebles, a defensive tackle that is smaller in terms of size for these boys, but that boy athletic as ever. Bro, they gave these boys a B. Their sleeper pick for these guys was a nickel corner. So it's just funny. The Eagles, Jahad Campbell. How did Jahad Campbell fall to these guys? Jahad Campbell. They got safety Andrew Makuba. I didn't realize they got him. Then they got Ty Robinson, big boy out of Nebraska. Holy smokes. Anyway, it's just funny to see. So they ranked the Eagles at 11. You know who they said was the best draft? The best draft according to NFL.com. I'll give you the top three. Top three, they gave, I'm not even going to, so the top three, they said the Bears. The Bears got Colston Loveland, Luther. Shit, they got Luther Burden too? Colston Loveland, Luther Burden. They got Ozzy Trapillo out of Boston. They got Shamar Turner, and he had a first round grade on him. There was first round grades on Shamar Turner, and he fell to these guys at number 62. We trade with these guys a lot. At pick 132, they got Ruben Hypoli, and then a bunch of guys that I'm not too familiar with, and then they got this guy named Kyle Manangai, running back out of Rutgers. But they gave these guys an A. Their sleeper pick was this Kyle Manangai guy. Remember when the Chiefs stuck? They say, remember when Chiefs got Isaiah Pacheco in the second round, the 7th round? This Kyle Manangai guy is going to be that guy. The other team, Seattle Seahawks. They got Zabel. They got Nick Eamon Worry. They got Elijah Arroyo. They got Jalen Milroe. That'll be interesting what happens with Jalen Milroe. Could this be a Matt Flynn / Russell Wilson all over again in Seattle? I don't know if you guys remember that. They drafted Russell Wilson in the 3rd round. They brought in Matt Flynn because he had a pretty good year the year before, and they said, yo, give this guy all the money in the world. We're going to like this. Russell Wilson came in and said, yeah, let me take that position from you. I'm better than you, and I got it. Could Jalen Milroe be the same guy that Russell Wilson was to Matt Flynn to, obviously, the new quarterback in Sam? So anyway, we'll see how that plays out. And they got Torrey Holton out of Colorado State. Bro, they got an A. They gave these guys an A. And their favorite pick was Jalen Milroe. Their sleeper pick, Torrey Horton out of Colorado State. And the number one team with the best draft grade, they say, was the New England Patriots. And let's be real. New England had a pretty damn good draft. Pretty damn good draft. I know that you guys don't really like Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe's terrible, but you develop Jalen Milroe, he's raw. But you develop him, he could be a talent. He could be a talent. Look what just happened to the backup for New England. He's about to get his opportunity to start. So, I mean, I wouldn't say he's going to get his opportunity to start. But you catch what I'm saying. He got traded. So, bro, this guy could be nice, man. He could be nice. We'll see how it all shakes out. I mean, some people think he's too raw, not good enough, but we'll see. But the reason I bring this up, because look at New England. New England, Will Campbell, Travion Henderson, they're saying is one of the better running backs in this draft. He could have been easily number one running back. Travion Henderson. Then they got the receiver Kyle Williams, which is a yak god, and he's quick, he's fast, and he's an energy guy, like a nasty dude, like he's gonna be giving us fits. So there's a reason we went all cornerbacks, triple dip with that quarterback. You got Diggs that's gonna be out there. Now you got Kyle Williams, you got Jalen Polk that's out there. So it's gonna be interesting to see what that receiver room shakes out to in New England. Then they got center Jared Wilson, which will start out of Georgia. Safety Craig Woodson. Then they got Joshua Farmer. They added Joshua Farmer. Then they added Braden Swinson, an edge player. Bro, New England, they killed it. They killed that. They did a great job drafting. Their first 5 round picks, the first 7 picks, bro, they killed that shit. So they're saying their favorite pick was Kyle Williams. They didn't even go to Will Campbell or Travion Henderson. They said favorite player, Kyle Williams. Home run hitter with 14 receiving touchdowns last year at Washington State. Williams gained more and more fans as the pre-draft process played out. New England's receiving core has lacked dynamic. I didn't even know that was a word. Dynamism? I guess so. Dynamism for years. This could be the wideout who changes that. That's what they're saying. So we'll see how that'll shake out. And then their sleeper pick, Braden Swinson, outside linebacker out of LSU. Bro, listen, this year is going to be a challenge. The Patriots, to me, I think they're going to be the clear-cut number 2 team in the division. The Bills should regain top spot. I saw who were playing. I mean, you saw, I didn't give out the schedule. Schedule should be coming out soon, actually. If it's not in May, it comes out in June or late May. But New England is going to be, I'll say right now, they're going to be well coached. I'm a big fan of Vrabel. I actually don't like playing teams that are coached by Vrabel because those teams play hard. You saw what Tennessee did to us. Tennessee was an effing problem. And you know they're going to run the football. They're going to run the football. So that's why we beefed up on the line. You got to beef up on the line, baby. You got to. You got no choice. So is it May 14th? Shoot, May 14th. That's when they're going to be announcing the schedule. So that's going to be another day that we can talk about. Who we're going to play, and me and Bot will go through it to see where our wins are going to come from and how accurate we'll be. But for the most part, yeah, that's going to come out. The Patriots, they did a good job. They did a good job. You can't even hate. The Patriots did a good job. Got to give them credit to where credit is due. Got to give it to them. So that being said, so I got Patriots obviously out the way. In that division, the Jets, they said that they did a great job drafting as well. They got Mambu. Actually, they said that the Jets were graded an A minus, excuse me. And they said that their best pick was Armin Mambu, obviously the offensive tackle, and Malachi Moore, the safety. So the Jets will be interesting to see how that plays out. I mean, the quarterback, Justin Fields. Is it Justin Fields? Is it going to be, I mean, who knows? Who knows what they're going to do out there? Who knows what they're going to do out there? We already know who's out there now. We've had him before. You know who number 5 is. So he's going to be doing his thing. So we'll see. Is it Justin Fields? He should be, but we'll see how it all plays out. But I'm looking forward to seeing how the Bills respond to all this stuff. We made our draft picks. There's going to be some cuts made. There's going to be some tweaking here and there where we bring in a guy from somewhere else and so on and so forth. It'll be interesting how this team gets put together. Very much interesting. I got a comment coming in from my man Signify. What up, Sig? He goes, with all these new pieces on defense, I'm excited to hear the excuses for McDermott you and Bot have after our annual heartbreak at the Arrowhead Invitational. See, this is what I'm talking about. Signify knows how to stir me up a little bit. I know you're doing. You're doing this to stir me up. They're doing this to stir me up. But you, sir, are the fan I'm talking about, right? Because they bleed for the team. I'm not saying you don't, because I know you do. They bleed for the team, love the team, but then have comments like this. With all these new pieces on defense, I'm excited to hear the excuses, McDermott. So what did you want him to do? Just draft all receivers and running backs and old line and say, F the defense? We just going to score? Bro, we're going to have to stop people. We have to stop people. Bro, what good is it if we put 85 points on the damn squad and then we left time on the clock and this defense can't stop a nosebleed? Signified nose. And then they put up points and now we lose 86 to 85. What good is all this offensive prowess that you're looking for? I mean, shoot. I think it was very clear what we needed. Think about it. Every complaint, especially from you, Signify Nose, came from we couldn't stop anything. You hate the Ravens. And you saw what the Ravens did to us. The Ravens put it on us, man. let me just go back. I just want to check something out. Just cause I have the schedule open, and I want to look for playoffs. What it looked like in the playoffs for us. All right, so Denver, we went into Denver 31-7. All right, it looked promising for Denver at first, and then we just took over. All right, 25 points laid up on us by the Patriots. The Baltimore Ravens in that game. You guys remember that game, right? In that very game, Lamar Jackson. What did Lamar Jackson do to us in that game? I'm just curious. I want to see what the box score says in terms of statistics. So Lamar Jackson threw for 254 yards on us through 2 touchdown passes. All right. And they also ran as the team high 176 yards, 84 yards for Henry, which is still pretty good to stop Henry. You got to stop Henry, but 84 yards is pretty decent still, right? And then you had Justice Hill that ran for 50 on us, right? Lamar Jackson had another 39. We didn't do too bad ourselves. We had 147 yards rushing that game ourselves. But we've gotta be able to stop these teams from putting up chunk yards on us. That's the Ravens, right? 250 yards. Let me slide on back. We go against the Chiefs. The Chiefs put a 31 on us? Let me go back. I gotta go back a little bit. We go against the Chiefs, 32 to 29. Another heartbreaker. What did Pat Mahomes do to us? Because this is what we got to stop. We put 32 points, man. We can't let teams put up 32 on us. 22 for 34, 237 yards, 2 touchdown passes, no interceptions, sacked twice. Right? Like we got it, and they didn't kill the receivers. Excuse me, that was Josh Allen's numbers. I apologize. 245 and a touchdown from Pat Mahomes. And they ran for 135, nothing crazy, but they had Kareem Hunt. I wouldn't say he's washed, but he ain't the same player. So, that's a game we should have won. But we allowed them to put 32 freaking points on us. 32 points on us. Like, what business do we have them putting 32 points on us? Xavier Worthy for 6 for 85 on us. Look at the rest of it. Juju Smith, 2 for 60. We're giving 60 yards to Juju Smith-Schuster? Give me a break. Hollywood Brown, 3 for 35. 2 for 19. Like, they didn't do anything special, but yet they still put up 32 points on us. Bro, this is where the defense comes in. We got to make stops. We got to make stops, man. 32 points to Kareem Hunt, to like an older Travis Kelce. Like, this is what Beane is talking about, bro. We got to make stops, bro. We got to make stops. There's no way this team was more talented than we were. They're not more talented than we were. We're better. We have more talent on our squad. When you look at the receiving room compared to their receiving room, bro, there's no way. There's no way they should have been better than us. There's no way. But here we are, losing to the Chiefs yet again, letting them hang up 32 points on us. And the funny thing is, these guys weren't really scoring many points per game. They weren't. It is so wild, man. They got washed by the Eagles. They barely got by the Texans, 23-14. They beat the Ravens 27-20, 26-25. Look, they're all in the 20s, 17-10 against the Chargers. And we let them put up 32 points on us, bro. That's where the defense has to come in. That's what it is. It sucks, man. It sucks. I hate losing to the Chiefs. It comes a time where you gotta do something. You gotta do something. Kills me. It kills me, Chiefs, bro. Most of our losses are with Josh sitting on the bench and watching defense lose the game. At the end of the day, gotta make a stop. Gotta make stops. Sometimes Josh. This case, what we wanted in this very game was ball in Josh's hands. Go and get it. And these are the situations that you want to be in, really and truly. The ball's back to you, Josh. Go and get it. And we failed. That's what we wanted. That's an ideal situation with 2-3 minutes left on the clock. I don't know what the time was. And the ball's in the MVP's hands. Go get it. Go get it, Josh. And we didn't. We didn't get it. So blame it on you want to blame it on the defense, and you want to, in this scenario, although we still allowed too many damn points, 32 points, you just can't have that. But we call it what you want, man. We didn't execute. Now, the 4th and short, the tush push that we didn't execute on, it makes me go back and it makes me get upset. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to do that tonight, folks. I ain't trying to do that. By the way, how many elects are we at? Are we at 150? Can we give away a t-shirt today? Can we? Can we not? Let's go. Let's see if we can, guys. And this is why you saw what the Eagles did. The Eagles didn't have to do a whole lot. Let me lock you down at the cornerback position. Let me get speed. So if Xavier Worthy wants to burn us, guess what? I got speed for speed. They're about the same size. It's not like Xavier Worthy's going to out-muscle. He ain't going to out-muscle Maxwell Harrison. They're about the same size. Battle up. You two sticks, battle it up. Battle it up. You know what I mean? So now it's beef against beef. We got to protect Josh. We've done a great job. He's one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the game. Now, go after Pat Mahomes. Make him do that saunter that he does. But now, Pat Mahomes cut his hair now. He's looking like more of a brother right now, so he might have extra juice this year. So we might have to bring a little bit more to him. We'll see how that all shakes out. As I think we should be, to be honest, they get out coached every year in the playoffs. Oh, that's Sarah Christine. Are you talking about the Bills getting out coached? We'll see. Somebody said Rodgers to the Titans. Wouldn't that be something? Let me get some. I'm gonna get some comments in here before I get out of here. We gotta get that to that 150. Pierre, let me know when we get to that 150 so I can so we can try to pick a winner, and maybe we'll give away a big baller bean shirt. We'll see. Podcast junkie, what up, man? He goes, I love Cooper, but Moore is younger and has the speed we need. Elijah Moore, yeah, man. I'm a big fan of Elijah Moore, man. I'm a big fan of Elijah Moore and what he could potentially do with this offense, with Josh, with Joe Brady in this offense. I think it's going to be great. I think it's good. Here's what I'd like to see this year. I'd like to see the Bills take more shots downfield, right? Spread these suckers out, take shots downfield, and then allow things to open up underneath and then do what Josh does. Josh is under less pressure because now he knows how to play this game without turning the ball over. He did it for 7 straight games until he turned the ball over in 8th. But 7 straight games without turning the ball over, he now knows to take care of the football. You're not giving it away to these guys. So now I look for a more polished Josh with better weapons. Let's go. And he's not going to be sitting here getting to know new receivers. I mean, the only new receivers he's going to try to get to know are Palmer and Elijah. And from what I understand, what's really cool too, by the way, is Elijah Moore was teammates with Josh Palmer back in high school. So these boys are reunited and say, yo, we got this. So this might be it, man. This might be the year that we got the right crew, the right nucleus together. I mean, that's what you hope for. That's what you absolutely hope for. Bosa says he knows how to get to Mahomes. Shoot. If you know, let us have it. I mean, let the whole team know. Let's get to it. If you know, get to it. Just stay healthy. That's all I want. Namdi says, I'd like to see Kincaid and Keon step up more next season. Kincaid needs to be stronger at the point of catch. I think that's what you're going to get. A lot of times people don't realize, especially last year, I really did anticipate that Keon was going to struggle, have some moments of struggle. I didn't think he was going to kill it right off the bat. A lot of people thought he was going to succeed immediately. He did have some success, but think about it. Josh was going into a year where he's like, okay, I'm not going to turn the ball over. I'm going to do what's best for this team, etc. Getting to know Curtis Samuel, getting to know, Keon Coleman, right? So like those are 2 guys he was trying to get to know and getting into this one full season with Joe Brady as his play caller. And there was a lot going on. You feel me? So Josh without Diggs, there was a lot of change happening. You're throwing to 2 guys that you've never thrown to and 2 guys that were gone that you've done 4 years of throwing to them and knowing exactly what they wanted. So it's just a matter of learning their ways. And I think Josh is going to figure it all out. He's a smart guy, man. He's a super smart guy. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks. But as for who I'm excited for, I'm really excited for Josh Palmer. I really am. I think Joshua Palmer is going to open up a lot. And I hope that these guys make it work. They just come together and they start working out and things just pan out. I'm really looking forward to that. That separation that this man has is great. Elijah Moore's route running ability, his route tree is pretty uncanny as well. So you got a lot of speed and route running on this squad. Let's roll. But the guy that I'm looking forward to seeing take a massive step, and if he's not that guy, then Beane's gonna have to wear it. But that's Kincaid. That's Kincaid. Beane will most likely he will hear it from people. He will hear from people for Kincaid because he traded up for Kincaid. But you can't fault him either because people fault Beane for not getting big time players for this offense. But you traded for Diggs, brought an offensive piece of the team. You traded up for Kincaid. You brought in second rounder in Keon Coleman. You brought in a second rounder in James Cook. You gave that offense weapons. Now let them cook. Let them do what they need to do. But Kincaid, I want to see a lot more from Kincaid. I want to see what the big hype was. Him coming out of Utah and was supposed to be that athletic guy. I know he is, which is the crazy part. So I need to see it because I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. You put Kincaid, pick a team and pick a quarterback. You put Kincaid on the Rams. You don't think Kincaid would have major success with Matthew Stafford and in that Rams offense? I would hate to face that team with Kincaid because he could be super dangerous. We have the danger on our squad, bro. We need to unleash that danger. You put Kincaid with name another quarterback. Put him with Kyler Murray. You saw Kyler Murray just got his tight end paid heavily. You know what I mean? So I'd love to see a major leap, and I think Beane is looking for the same. I want to see a major leap from Kincaid this year. I'm looking forward to it. Smart move by Beane and McDermott calling out Coleman and Kincaid at the end of the year. I think that they'll be pushed. That's the push they'll needed. I agree. I totally agree. It was at first I thought it was unfair to say that about your rookie, but you are my first pick in the second round early. So I need something from you, bro. I need you to step up. Like, I have big plans for you. You could be such a great player in this game. You're not a dumb kid. You're certainly not a dumb kid. You're a smart kid. You'll figure it out. And in NFL, it's a different league. A bunch of grown men in this game. But I also do like the fire that Brandon Beane lit under their boys' asses, yo. I need you to pick up some weight and stay healthy. I need you to figure this out. This is a game of longevity. This is not college. We're playing 12 games, bro. We got 17 games that we're playing, 18 games. I need you to step up. And I think that I hope they rise to the occasion. I really hope that they rise to the occasion. I think that I can see it happening. I can see it happening. Sarah Christine, what up, Sarah? Kincaid needs to step up. We drafted a 24-year-old rookie tight end because he was supposed to be the plug and play. Now prove it or get out the way. Prove it or get out the way. I'm not mad at you, girl. I'm certainly not mad at you. By the way, we got 133 likes. 133, bro. I'm not a mathematician. What is that? 27 more likes? That's it. 27 more likes. How many people we got here? We got 1,000 people watching right now. We got 210 on YouTube. Seven and what? We got 840 people watching on Twitter. Let's go, folks. Come on now. 133. We can get that to 27 likes, man. Just exit, hit, come back in. All right. Let me get to the next piece of our night, and this will be the last topic of the night. So, we got. I thought I had super chat there. All right. So I'm looking at this offseason, and I'm looking at the additions that we've made to this team. And it's all about a numbers game. It's a numbers game. This is super early. And this is what I want from you guys. If we're keeping 6 receivers, who are the 6 receivers that you're keeping this year? Let me know. Name your 6 in the chat. Who are the 6 you're keeping this year, and who might be the odd man out? It's number 1. Then I'm looking at the cornerback room. What are we doing at the cornerback room? How many did we keep last year? Right? Because I know we kept a good chunk. But like, fam, there's going to be bro. It's gonna be something this year. It's gonna be something. Hold on, is this the cornerback room that I wanted to look at? It's the receiver room. I thought I brought the cornerback room in with me, but I did not. That's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna have to share it somewhere else. I'm looking at this cornerback room, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, this is gonna be it's gonna be tough. It is gonna be tough. Let me see if I can get the team roster here, because you got Benford, Maxwell Harrison penciled in. Backup, Trey White. The other backup, I don't want to say Dane Jackson. Is it Dane Jackson? Or do you say Cam Lewis? Or is it Dorian Strong? Or is it Hancock? You know what I mean? So let me just share it so we can kind of figure it out together and what your thoughts are, because I'm curious as to what you guys, how you guys will see it, because that in itself is, I'm looking forward. It's going to be a tough one. Who do you keep? How is McDermott and them boys going to make this thing work? So let me share my screen here real quick. Hopefully I can, and that way we can. And I'll try to enlarge my screen here. And you guys let me know. We'll do the receiver room first, and then perfect. And then we'll do the cornerback room. So receiver room, let me go and find that first. Perfect. All right. Can you guys see that? I'm going to try to enlarge it so you guys can see it even closer, because I'm like, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. All right, good. You guys should be able to see that. So right now, quarterback room, you already know what time it is with the quarterback room. The receiver room is all the same. Okay. Khalil, Coleman, Palmer. There's your three. Elijah, Curtis, Laviska. Could this be your six? Or do you replace Laviska and get Tyrell Shavers in there? Or is it Kaden Prather in there? It's super early. But is this I wonder, because I'm looking at the official depth chart from the Bills. So I wonder if that's how they see it. So Laviska is the asterisk right now until something different changes. Is Curtis Samuel one? Do these two wash each other out? Because this is what I've been paying attention to, this Elijah Moore and Curtis Samuel situation here. Because if they feel that these two guys wash each other out, does this make an opening for Kaden Prather to keep Laviska Shenault? Is that a storyline? Is that something that you can see, ooh, you might be onto something? Talk to me. Let me know what your thoughts are. I got Sarah Cassine say Shenault is basically a lock because he's a kick returner. But don't forget, we have Brandon Codrington. But then we have so many damn corners. Do you keep Brandon Codrington just to be the return guy? So now you got to keep an extra corner. Well, you saw how many corners we just brought in here. It's crazy, right? Big Papa Bill says, yo, Prather, Shavers will fight for receiver 6. So you're done with Shenault. So then who's your return guy? Those are the things that this team is going to have to figure out. They're going to have to figure that out, man. I'm telling you right now. So you guys let me know how you guys feel about the receiver room. So Justin is saying Palmer, Shakir, Moore, Coleman, Samuel, Prather. So Shenault gone. So do you put Samuel as your guy then? Or is Moore, I got to find out if Moore is a return guy. Can he return? Can he do it? I got Shakir, Palmer, Elijah. There's your 4. You need 2 more, brother. Shakir, Coleman, Samuel, Moore, Prather, Palmer. So who's kick returner? You're going to go to Brandon Codrington? So that means you got to keep a corner, an extra corner. So there's going to be some cuts made, which I'm going to go to the receiver room, the cornerback room in just a moment. Super interesting. It's absolutely, Jesse Snow said it's a great problem to have. But this is what's so funny, because just days ago, we don't have enough receivers. And now we're literally sitting here saying, shoot, we can't keep them all. We can't keep them all. We got to make some cuts here and there, right? So could you imagine if we did bring in a 4th round receiver or whatnot? Yeah, I mean, we would have been in the same position. So like to say that, oh, we don't have it. No, we do. We do. We have the talent. It's your quarterback will elevate them. My man Walter says Codrington doesn't stand a chance in hell unless he becomes a second corner. And this is what I'm saying. I agree with you in this. We brought too many, unless he's the second coming of Devin Hester. We brought too many corners for a guy like Codrington to stick around for special teams purposes, unless he flat out is head and heels above Laviska Shenault. It's a tough one. By the way, 4 more likes, folks. 4 more likes, and we got it. Shout out to my producer, by the way. My man P Money's in the building, and he's doing it. He's doing it right now. So we got to figure that out. My man said, even if Trey White doesn't start, he'll still be a great veteran for the young bloods. I'll get to that in just a moment. So receiver, are we good with these 6? I think you guys can see my mouse. So Khalil, Coleman, Josh, there's your 3. Elijah, Curtis Samuel, Laviska. Could you see a scenario where the battle is going to be between these 2? I'm going to go take a look what it looks like for dead cap if we were to move on from Curtis Samuel. Just curious. Or Curtis Samuel might flat out beat out Elijah Moore. But we just guaranteed what I assume it's up to $5 million. I assume the least, at least 2.5, at most 3.5 mil. All right. So let me look at Curtis Samuel and what his dead cap hit would be if the Bills were to say, you know what? We ain't got no room for you. It's a numbers game. Sorry, bro. You got to go. So right now in 2025, he's got a $9 million cap hit. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think he's going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere, bro. So something's going to have to give. So hold on now. Hold on a second. Potential out in 2026. Okay, so no, we ain't doing that. So right now, he's here. It's a $9 million dead cap hit. So it's a cap hit of 9 mil, but it's a dead cap hit of 12 mil. He is here to stay. Curtis Samuel ain't going nowhere. Sorry, folks. Sorry to break it to you. It's not happening. I thought I'm looking at the contract to see what will take place. Nah. Is absolutely not. Absolutely not. And we have a winner. The winner is Sarah Christine. Hey. Sarah Christine, congratulations on your tea. Here's what I need from you, Sarah Christine. I need you to email us, buffalofanatics@gmail.com. Give us your information, all that info that we need, so we can send you your free tea. Send you your free tea. You decide which one you want. Go to our website, our tea website, and we'll go from there. Hey, Pierre, should we do another giveaway? If we got Sarah Christine one, it makes sense for us to do 2. I don't know what the parameters. You let me know what the parameters are, and then we'll go from there. Yo, they're showing out. Hold on. Giving one more. Let's go. Giving one more away just because. One more. Wait, are we? That's what I need to know. I need to know. 200 likes for one more. That's it, folks. Let's go. I'm giving another one away. 200 likes. Let's go, man. Sarah Christine, congratulations. Let's get another. Let's throw another t-shirt away, man. Let's go. Nadi's like, yo, what about me? I want some. Give me some. Bro, hit that like again. Hit that like, big fella. All right. So I'm looking at the receiver room. So I'm like, all right, I think that might be it. So let's slide on down to the defense room. Actually, let's look at the defensive line. Let's stop right here. Let me just scroll on up. Take a look here. Here's what we are looking at in terms of the D line. So Greg Rousseau, Daquan, Ed, Joey. There's your 4. We normally keep 10. 10 linemen is what we normally keep. This is a freaking cluster of a mess. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Landon Jackson, TJ Sanders, Deion Walker, AJ Epinesa. There's your second crew. If we were to keep 2 more, obviously, Javon Solomon, Dwayne Carter, Zion Log is out of here. Like, let's keep it a buck here. He'll go to practice squad. We already know what time it is. So there's your 10. Here's where things get dicey. when Larry Ogunjobi and Michael Hoyt come back, bro, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know how y'all feel about that. But this is going to be chaotic. This is going to be chaotic because I like Javon Solomon. I'm a big fan of Javon Solomon, and I think he could be so good. I don't care if he's small or not. We've seen smaller linemen. He just has it. He's just behind in the depth chart, and it just got worse. Dwayne Carter. Larry comes back, and they're paying Larry a good chunk. Let me tell you what they're paying Larry. Because Larry Ogunjobi, they ain't just going to cut this brother and see fit. Now, I think they already adjusted his contract because of the suspension. But as of right now, Larry Ogunjobi guaranteed, let me see this money breakdown. So that brother's guaranteed, he's got a cap hit of $4 cap. So the dead cap is $3 million. If we were to just say, you know what, 31-year-olds, I mean, we see that these boys are doing great things. Bro, you're out of here. Or Larry might say, yo, just trade me, bro, or just release me because you guys have me on the inactive list past this time. Who knows what's going to take place? But as of right now, if the Bills were to cut Larry Ogunjobi when he returns because the team is just jiving and they're rolling, $3.4 million is the dead cap. That's how much, and he's got a cap hit of $4.1 million. That's Larry. That's Larry. So let me go to Mike Hoyt and see what Mike Hoyt is. Mike Hoyt, how do you spell that brother's name, man? Hoecht. What a weird way to spell the name. All right, Hoecht. Hoecht, Big Mike. Mike Hoyt. And I think he's going to be a great addition to this squad. I'm a big fan of him. He reminds me of linebacker that we had that came out of Pittsburgh. What's that brother's name that came out of Pittsburgh that we had? Matakevich. He reminds me of Matakevich, like an energy guy, but this guy's got way more energy than Matakevich. So, dead cap hit for Matt, and we signed this brother for a 2-year deal. So he's sticking around. Dead cap, I'm not even going to think about that one. That one's a $13 million dead cap, and the next year after that is $9 million. He's sticking around. So if anything, if something were to go down, Ogunjobi's the one that'd be gone. In terms of if we can tolerate eating, if Dwayne Carter is a great addition and he's really killing it, and Mike Hoyt is going to stick around. He's good. He is this brother right here is your odd man out if they feel like this crew is working. But if they want Larry Ogunjobi coming back, bro, Dwayne Carter or Javon Solomon are in trouble. Both those brothers are in trouble. Now, here's a sleeper, underrated potential move that could happen. Sarah Christine says, hey, Hoyt isn't going anywhere. They signed him. Yeah, he's staying put. I established that. I looked at the contract and I was like, nah, he good. It's the other guy that's going to be Larry Ogunjobi. That's one that on the cusp. All right. So I'm looking what a Rich. I see Richie. I'm looking at Justin Caesar. You knew where I was going with this. So let me just take a look to see Epinesa, just to see what takes place if we trade, cut, whatever the case is. Okay. I'm looking at this, folks, and I'm like, okay, if they really like Larry, obviously they like Michael Hoyt. They just brought in Landon Jackson, TJ Sanders, Deion Walker. Bro, you got these two here. Obviously, you don't know how healthy Joey Bosa is going to be. So you can't really just, I'm letting go of you. But if he's looking good, and these guys, they really like Michael Hoyt coming in. Javon Solomon, they really want to develop Javon Solomon. He's young. AJ Epinesa might be someone that you see get traded because Beane don't want to just cut. He'll find a way. You saw exactly what he did with Boogie Basham. Boogie Basham was not cutting it. but he wasn't going to lose. He wasn't going to just take losses on that. So he's like, you know what? Let me find a home for AJ Epinesa. And I'll tell you right now, I think AJ Epinesa has enough value that the Bills can find a trade partner if it doesn't work out. So right now, if the Bills wanted out on AJ Epinesa, it's a $6 million dead cap. Sorry, let me scrap that. $9 million in 2025 if we were to move on, because he signed. I think he just signed a year extension, right? So $9 million. $9 million dead cap, and his cap hit right now is at 7.8. So they'll have to figure something out. They're gonna have to figure something out. Let me see if it says if we trade him, if it gives me that what it might look like. Guaranteed, we got that for 2026 years. I'm at 23 void. Annual paying time incentive escalators. All right, it doesn't matter all that. So, dude, we got to figure something out. We got to figure something out with Epinesa. If I like Epinesa has some moments where he's consistent. He gives you like 6 sacks. You can guarantee this brother's going to give you 6 sacks. He's nice like that in that regard. My man says Epinesa's grandma worked at the base I was stationed at when I lived in Seattle. She was the sweetest lady. I'm sure she was. Sarah Christie says, yo, they're not letting go of any of those rookies either, letting them get swiped off. Heck no, they're not. They're not going to put any of those rookies on there, because you saw what happened when the Bills did it last time with, what was that, Rashad Wild Goose? That boy was snapped and gone. They couldn't put him on that sideline to develop. So something is going to give. AJ definitely feels like a trade piece. I never liked the re-signing from the beginning. I understood the re-signing. Sometimes you just you don't know what you're going to get in free agency, and you also don't know what you're going to get in the draft. So if it doesn't turn out the way you need it to turn out, bro, you got to make some moves. AJ Epinesa might be the guy that could be on the outs. So all season long, pay attention to who wants to be, or who is going to be moving up the depth chart and lowering the depth chart. You're going to see a whole lot of conversation happen this offseason. You know what I mean? And the beat writers that are going to be, you know what I mean, writing and doing all this stuff, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be fun to pay attention to. So right now, as of right now, we kept 10 defensive linemen. So right now we're good. It's when these two come back, what takes place. So before any of this gets nasty, I can totally see AJ Epinesa getting shopped. I can totally see him getting shopped, which then opens up Michael Hoyt to come in. Boom. And now you got Larry coming back to Dwayne Carter, and then you could put Javon Solomon on the inactive list. Boom. Javon goes on the inactive list, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There it is. There's your 4. There's your 8 with Michael Hoyt. 9, 10. Oh, Sullivan out there, and 9, 10. Dwayne and Larry Ogunjobi. That's how I think it's going to go down. So let me recap that. If changes happen, Epinesa is the odd man out. I like him, but we're getting younger. Now he does produce, but they're gonna find a way to trade him and get the other team to kind of, you know what I mean, take a little bit of that salary, a little bit, and then work something out. Because once these boys come back from that suspension, things are gonna change. Also, keep an eye on Dwayne Carter. See what they do. He's still on a rookie deal, so there's a whole lot. You put him on the practice squad, he's as good as gone, right? So look for could this be something that takes place here? So Dwayne Carter, AJ Epinesa, those are the two that you want to pay attention to. Unless these boys are absolute bums and it didn't work out, which I highly doubt, that's what you're going to look for. Zion Log, practice squad. Michael Hoyt returns. Larry Joby, I think they like him enough that they're going to make him come back. Experience, he gets it. He was a beast when he was in Cincy didn't quite do well when he was in Pittsburgh, but now you're in a new system, so who knows how that plays out. Dwayne Carter will be an interesting one to pay attention to. Javon will then go to inactive list, and then we go from there. So it should be good. It should be good. Now, last but not least, before I get out of here, well, here's a linebacker room, first of all. Linebacker room, Milano, Bernard, Williams. There it is. And then you got Balen Spector. Yeah, I know. Jordan Dreesen. And I think what they're going to, and Eddie Ufusho, I think they're going to bring one more. Because, I mean, we do 5 linebackers, really. You got the 3 here, and then probably Eddie he'll get some time, maybe. Balen Spector, who knows what will take place. We'll see how that plays out. So they might address this later in the offseason when, big cuts start being made, and then we'll bring somebody in. That's what they did last year. So I can see them doing it again. So I'm not too worried about the linebacker room. And then this is the big one. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the big one. It's the cornerback room. So Christian Benford, Max Hairston, Taron Johnson, your 2-star. Get the heck out of here with this. DeMar Hamlin's your starting safety. Okay. And then Taylor Rapp. Brandon Codrington, I don't know about all that. We'll see. Cole Bishop, Derek Forrest, Dane Jackson, Cam Lewis. Trey White. They got Trey White behind Dane Jackson. Okay, so you know something's going on here. Then Jordan Hank. Bro, this is a mess. Okay, who y'all got to see? Who do you see doing this? Who do you got? Who do you got? Let me know. Talk to me. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be this cornerback room is something else. By the way, if you want to be a chat in the mod, if you want to be a mod in this chat, put your hand up. Let me know, and we'll get you guys situated. All right. How many DBs did we keep last year? I think it was 10. I got to go back to my Instagram page, and it'll let me know, because Bobby always keeps everything. Because I'll tell you right now, this is fascinating. This is fascinating. So as of right now, we kept. Let me just give me a moment here while I just figure this part out, and then we'll get it cracking here, because I'm curious that you leave. And now, who's the odd man out here? And I'll tell you this right now. We know it's too soon to make these decisions. I know this. I ain't going to sit here and act like I don't. I do know this. But it's also fun to kind of go through this and try to figure it out. All right? So how do we figure this out? So here's how I look at it. Move DeMar Hamlin. He ain't going to start. It's either going to be, to be honest with you, it's going to be Cole Bishop or Derek Forrest. One of these two are taking a spot. For the most part, I'll put Cole Bishop here. DeMar Hamlin will be somewhere. Okay? So Brandon Codrington is backing up Christian Benford. Can't see that happening. To me, I think he's gone. I think Dorian Strong jumps in to back up Benford. Hancock will see you see where they have Hancock? Look at this. He's in the safety position. So they're going to be transitioning him to both safety. So we'll see how this plays out. Hamlin, if Jordan Hancock plays well enough, you might see Hancock or Cole Bishop in. Hancock is going to be DeMar Hamlin. DeMar Hamlin is going to be the odd man out when it comes to the safety room. That's the way I look at it. Because Hancock, they like Hancock. And I think he plays all these different positions. He gives you versatility. I like him here. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Christian Benford, Dorian Strong, I think Codrington is gone, in my opinion. Hairston, Trey White, then Dane. But then you got to move on from Jamarcus Ingram. Does Dane Jackson take Jamarcus Ingram's spot? And then you got Cam Lewis and Taron. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did we just keep 6 corners? Maybe we did. So Brandon's gone, in my opinion, to Corey Couch, practice squad. Jamarcus Ingram, either he's cut or he goes back to the practice squad. And it's going to be Dane. So I think it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, do we have 5 corners or 6? Oh, and then obviously you got the nickels. You got the nickels right here. 6, 7. So 7 corners. Oh my God, this is a mess, bro. I ain't gonna trip. I'm like, yo, this is an absolute mess. This is crazy. By the way, we got 27 more to go for that t-shirt. Free giveaway for the t-shirt. Let me know. 6 DBs, 4 safeties. So if you're going with 6 DBs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dane Jackson could be on the way out. We got to keep Cam Lewis. Because Cam Lewis is, listen, you, my boy, right here is a tricky one. Because if you're gone, you gonna put Dane on the nick? I don't know, bro. It's gonna be fun. Let's just put it this way. I'm looking forward to the rest of the camp, how camp goes. Cam does play safety. He can play safety. When we were down and out, we were able to move him all over the place. So he's versatile, and that's the advantage that he has. Well, the good news is we have a ton of young and athletic players. You damn right, Sarah Christine. You absolutely freaking right. My man Koala says, yo, Benford, Hairston, Trey, Strong, Hancock, Ingram. We like Ingram, huh? Okay. All right. It's going to be fun, man. Codrington, Couch, Trey White's cut. Aye. That's tough. Ingram provides special teams, so that's why I chose him over Dane. I mean, Dane could be one too, but I mean, recency bias might say, yeah, Ingram, you were on the team last year, you get it. You're working your way up, so they might like him a lot. So I'm gonna see that. I'm gonna see that. All right. So here's the deal. We got 27 more likes to go, and I got another 10 minutes on looking at these things. Yo, this is racking my brain, and that's why I am glad I'm not in this position. Last but not least, here's what they got for punt return and kick return. So Brandon Codrington right now they have penciled in at return man. But if we're looking at the cornerback room and seeing who we got to move and who we got to move on from, this is where Laviska Shenault comes in. But you guys were saying Laviska Shenault is out. So do they prefer Ty Johnson? And will they say Ty Johnson will take the kick return, punt return duties? And now that they changed the rules on punt return and kick return, this makes this a lot more important. So we can't just give up on that immediately. So that's going to be a whole lot of stuff we got to pay attention to. Golly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be fun. My man said, yo, who's this year's MVS? This year's MVS. Shoot, this year's MVS, if I were to take a guess, Curtis, I don't want to even say Curtis Samuel because I don't want to disrespect Curtis Samuel like that. So, shoot, I don't know, bro. That's a good question. That's a great question. Bringing the brother in thinking that he was going to start, and it just didn't look good whatsoever. And then thing is, he left and then did all right elsewhere. So isn't that something? Ooh, I don't know, man. That's too soon for me to tell. I can't tell you, bro. I'm trying to figure out who it is. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Jonas says, yo, don't sleep on Shavers. I'm waiting for him to pop off. I think he's got all the intangibles to start. Your thoughts? I agree, man. Shavers, good size. He's been working at it. 4.5 40 because he's not slow. I think he runs faster than that, actually. He ain't slow. And it's the next man up. But then when you bring a guy like Prather, I'm telling you right now, Prather is nice. I like Prather's game. So we'll see. My man said Moore is going to be the one that gets cut. He's going to get it. I agree with Jesse. I don't think there's an MVS this year. I don't think there's an MVS. I think we brought in MVS because of size and what he did with Kansas City, and we thought we could, recreate it. I don't know, man. I don't know. My man said, mention Walter. What did Walter say? What's Walt saying? What Walt says, let me see what Walter. What do you say, Walter? What's Walter saying, man? My man Pierre says, with Cam Lewis playing so many spots, is he almost a lock? Oh, like Cam, man. I really do like Cam. I think he's got some tenacity to him. And he plays the nickel and he plays consistently. You can count on him. I actually enjoy watching him play. I think he's nice. I need to see a lot more from these rookies, though. I can't. I'm not ready to move on from Cam just yet. I think he's more on the lock side than anything. Let me see what we got here. Oh, I see what you guys doing. Walter for the for Ahmad. I see what you guys doing. Hey, listen, man. You guys know the chat better than I do. You guys are chatting with everybody. I mean, I chat in there too. But if you guys feel that Walt is that dude, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, Walt just became a mod. Shout out to my guy Walter. This doesn't get all right. I'm gonna clap back at you, even though you're my mod. I still gonna clap back at your ass. All right. Don't get it twisted. I still get you. I'm gonna still get on your ass. But yeah, appreciate you guys. All right. Here's the deal. Before I get out of here, I got one more last thing to pop up. This offseason, I want to make Z-Bot and I, my man Pierre, he's in the chat. You guys see it. He does the live shows. You know what I mean? And the bearded bald man just going nuts on live shows. What this offseason would you like to see more from the Buffalo Fanatics? Is there something that you've seen other channels do where you're like, yo, you guys would be great if you did this? Remember, we can't there's certain things that we're strong at, and there's certain things that I know we could work on something like that. So let us know if there's things that you'd like to see more of, or how we can improve this channel and make it more interactive for you guys. We're always open to hearing what people have to say. Always that way, because we want to make this interactive, and we've got some ideas that are in a pipeline that we're trying to figure out for y'all. But we're getting there. We just want to make this more interactive for you guys. Obviously, Z-Bot's handling business right now. He's in Rochester. He's doing some stuff. So we'll go and get that hammered out. He'll get that hammered out. We'll be back at it in no time. My man Hammer says, yo, Rico, you get that hat on sale? You a fool. Actually, I did get it on sale. I got it on sale at Lids a couple months ago. So you a fool, man. Yeah, my Sons, I mean, I don't really pay attention to hockey like that, but they made the playoffs. They're all right. They're on their way out. My man said, now you're trolling. He certainly is trolling. By the way, and if you do have ideas, folks, send it to buffalofanatics@gmail.com. And we want some good ideas. Some things that outside the box is okay too. Outside the box is okay. We've got some ideas that we're going to try to put together for us this offseason, because you guys know this offseason can be super dry. There's not a whole lot to talk about. So obviously I've got some ideas cooking up right now. But if there's something that you guys see going that could work for this team, we'll absolutely love to hear from you guys and go from there. And yeah, so I'm going to leave this up for a little bit, and you guys let me know what your thoughts are. Sarah Christine says, Chanot is versatile too. I think he's got a good shot of making it between special teams and experience and versatility. Well, I mean, they brought him in for that reason, because he's dynamic. And I think this is going to be a legitimate, he's got the edge. Let me put it this way. I think he's got the edge over Brandon Codrington, because Brandon Codrington is not only dealing with depth at corner, but you're dealing with depth at kick return. So if he's way better than you or just slightly, not even way, if he's even or just as good as you, you're gone, Codrington, because of the depth that we have at cornerback room. And Chanot's got a better chance of making the team as a sixth over you making it as, an extra corner just to return. I don't know how they're going to play it out. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. I'm interested in seeing how that all shakes out as well. Walter said, I like Cam Lewis, but he could definitely use the competition for him. Everyone's going to compete. And I think the way that Brandon Beane constructed this offseason, how he's building it, to me, it feels like he's saying, F everything. I don't care if I'm hurting your feelings. I don't care. By the way, we need 15 more likes, 15 more likes, and I'm giving away a second t-shirt. Let me give a t-shirt away, please, before I leave. All right? We got about 5 to 10 more minutes. I think we can do that. 15 more likes. I'm going to leave that up for a little bit. 716 says, tailgate vlogs from the stadium. Going to the away games, clogging how opponents feel with us coming in. Well, here's the thing. I've been thinking about doing some stuff here. So as you guys know, I live in Nova Scotia. All right. And I'm closest to enemy territory. It's nothing but a drive for me to drive to New England or Boston, whatever. I'm like a 7 to 8 hour drive from Boston. It's nothing. I can do that in my sleep. That's an easy drive. So going to a Patriots game in my Bills gear and me vlogging and asking Patriots fans how they feel, etc., so on and so forth, would be something I'd absolutely have to do. That would be one of these days I'm gonna have to do it. And I think I'm gonna try to go to a game with my boy Kai Thompson. What up, Kai? I think I'm gonna go into a game this year with my man, obviously Kevin, because Kevin's a Dolphins fan. We played the Dolphins twice, so hopefully it works out in a way that we can go to that game and we'll go to a Bills game. So I'll try to do some vlogging while I'm out there and try to, try to get some. I mean, I want to enjoy it for myself too, because sometimes when I go to games, I'm not Rico, the content creator. I want to be Rico, the fan. You feel me? Like trying to do both. I want to enjoy, but I'll try to find a way that I can kind of, put two together. But I love that idea. Vlogging at games is something cool too. So I can put it together, send it to a guy that can edit it for me, and then pop it ready to go. So I like that. I like that a lot. Jesse Snow says, "Go fund me to get Rico to Buffalo." No, you ain't gonna do all that. You ain't gonna do all that. We can try to figure something out. I might go with Kevin to a game, and then I might try to do 2 games this year and go to New England because I know I want to. I've never been to an away Bills game, so I need to see how that plays out. And when my team waxes the other team, I can turn around to the crowd and give one of these, and then I'll probably get an orange to the back of the head. But it's just that's the nature of the game. The nature of the game. Split up the responsibilities of your host. Split up the responsibilities. All your host should have to hit at least one away game and home game. We love the interaction. And that's the thing. The interaction is cool. So we got to try to figure it out. By the way, 195 is good enough. T-shirt winner is. My man said, "Yo, we got 195. We good, boy." See, we said bump it. We're gonna do it audible, and we're gonna find a winner. So my man, while Pierre does that, he's gonna find a winner, and he's already done it. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the second T-shirt, Ryan Tungan. Ryan Tungan wins T-shirt. Winner, chicken dinner to my guy Ryan Tungan. So Ryan, congratulations, brother. So do me a favor. If you want your tea, go ahead, email us, buffalofanatics.com at gmail.com. And then look at Ryan. Ryan's like, "No, was it me? I won? Mom, Dad." We got you, bro. So hit us up, buffalofanatics at gmail.com. Give us all your information, all that good stuff, where we got to mail it to, et cetera, et cetera. And then what we'll do is we'll go from there. It's easy. That's it. That's how we do it, folks. Interactions like this. You guys hung out with me on a Friday night. I had to hold it down. Because one thing I'll tell you this, guys. I want to tell you this business side. The business side of doing content creation. If you don't go live or you don't put content out, people kind of like, "Yo, where they at?" And they just say, "You know what? Unsubscribe. Not doing this, not do that." We're trying to grow this channel. We're trying to grow it. We're trying to get it out there. So consistently, we got to be out there putting in work, talking football. This is the dry part of off season. So bear with us. We'll try to create some things for us to talk about, and we'll go from there. And I really appreciate y'all, man. You guys are always holding your boy down, and we'll do it again with my man Z-Bot next time. And I think what I think Z-Bot's doing is he's ducking smoke for me because he knows I want to get on his ass about Brandon Beane and him disagreeing how Brandon Beane went after those guys. I sent him a text and said, "Hey, when you on Friday, I'm gonna be on your ass." And he goes, "I can't wait." What I think is my man is ducking me. He don't want that smoke. And then by the time next week shows up, it's gonna be dead weight. We're gonna be talking about something else. So he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Jonah Williams says, "Do you have a chance to win as long as you are watching?" Absolutely. I think that's how my man P Money picked the winner. If you're still watching and you're doing the thing, and you're good. Call-in hotline. Okay, here's another thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start doing too. I think I might start doing members only shows. So members only, and do maybe a call-in show. I'm not sure. So that way it would just be members. It might be a show of only like 25 of y'all. and we just chill and do what we need to do and go from there. So let me know what you guys think of a members only show, so we can try to do some things. I just want to do some fun things for y'all, and we can talk about exclusive stuff, right? It might not even be football related. It might just be Buffalo Fanatics related and how the content creation world works, all that good stuff, man. You know what it is. Anyway, that being said, I think this is a night. I think we'll call it a night. I appreciate you guys always tuning in and showing some love. Sarah Christine, appreciate you. Welcome. And I hope you enjoy the t-shirt that you're going to get. And Ryan Tungen, my man Ryan Tungen, salute to you, and hope you pick a good one. And we'll go from there, folks. You guys have yourself a fantastic evening, and we'll catch you guys back again next week. Hopefully, I'm going to try to get some guests on and start, kind of create some content for y'all, and we'll go from there. So keep an eye. We talked about potential cuts that's happening. So AJ Epinesa, keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on Dwayne Carter. You got to definitely keep an eye on Dwayne Carter. And who's going to round out that receiver position, cornerback position? Boy, what a great position to be in, first and foremost. So it's going to be fun. We'll see how that shakes out. Enjoy your weekend. And we'll catch you guys again. You guys have a good one. It's your boy Rico, the Buffalo Fanatics. Shout out to my man P Money holding it down. And we'll catch you guys again next week. Until next time,
it's Don Brown.
It's your boy. Peace.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm a fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Just like Rico, going live, talking to my people. Cause the team's driven like West Hurt. Other team can't, it's a repo. The opponents gotta call up Triple O. Bills Mafia, we heating up, we too electrical. We got Beane the plug, electric show. We wired up, hit up Rico, he fired up. We know where we stand on the power ranking. Other teams fans in the comments hating, we block them all. We protecting Josh. Salute to him, he the general now. Rico got legends for inner.